G6 is an advanced core training workout that's gonna bulletproof your back and improve stamina and endurance. It's a tough one, but you did say you wanted to be a gorilla corn. The toes elevated one leg hip thrust is my favorite butt building exercise. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and that unique push angle actually helps you max out glute and quad activation and extends the range of motion, making body weight feel like heavyweight. How do you make body weight harder, BJ? You add a 1.5 or a pulse. So here's what it looks like. All the way up, inhale halfway down, exhale back all the way up, inhale all the way down. That's one rep, you keep going in that manner. You wanna make it harder, you come all the way up, you do 3 to 5 pulses at end range, maxing out glute activation, so you spend more time in the most challenging portion of the exercise at peak or terminal hip extension where the glutes are most active. So it's a way to make the same weight feel much more challenging, and that's what I like to do because that's how you allow yourself to find longevity. It's not about increasing weight. Any idiot can do that. The smart trainees, the people that want to do this 40 and beyond for the rest of their life, they find a way to make the light movements hard. Hard on the muscles, easy on the joints. Get after it today. The back to belly to get up is my favorite full body mobility exercise. We translate over into the shape where I get my hips pinned to the floor, take the toes into the ground. I can add a little bit of knee flexion extension to really mobilize it out. And I'm just trying to do a couple deep inhales and exhales into the belly. So pressure your diaphragm into the ground. You can do a single breath or multiple breaths, and once you're good there, we come right back to the back, and then we do a full get up. The challenge is to do it in one smooth full exhale. I lost a little bit at the end, but it is possible, and then you want to inhale it all the way back. And then I can go right back into the belly position and basically repeat for time, or just do 1 to 5 reps based on what you're trying to do. But great exercise. First master the back to belly before you add the get up, but combined, it's one of the best, single best big bang for your buck mobility exercises in the fitness game. This is the best sit up for your shoulders. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do 2 floor presses at the bottom. Inhale down, exhale up. And then I exhale up, pressing the weight overhead. I'm not trying to go forward and flex. I'm trying to drive the weight overhead and get my hips underneath the weight. Then I do 1 overhead press. We use a 2 to 1 on this because you're stronger horizontally pressing versus vertical. But when you string this together for time under tension, your abs are smoking, your shoulders are smoking. This one will test you in a real way. Start with a light weight because it's gonna get spicy fast. One arm down dog is an advanced abs and hip mobility exercise. What we want to really focus on doing is get a nice wide base of support, dig your toes into the ground, and keep your quads as active as you can. From there, I'm going to inhale back to the nose into the belly, trying to flatten the heels to the floor. And see where I am right now. Now watch what happens when I use my lower traps to pull my shoulder blades down and kind of push away. See that? That's what I'm looking for there. Get a good stretch. You can pause for 1 or 2 seconds. Let you do a little bit of a Uncle Baby hip wiggle. Exhale back. Now, what I'd like you to do to get the most out of this is do a scat push-up. Keep the arms straight. Inhale down. Exhale up. Serratus anterior. Muscles alongside the ribs for shoulder stability and support. You want to be able to do a single arm push-up. I know you do. Advanced trainees, okay? This is where it starts, because if this is not strong and moving properly, you'll end up moving too much to the elbow and you're gonna get shoulder pain. Now, here's some modifications. 1, I can use a push-up handle, a parallel, or a dumbbell. I can go with a neutral grip. This is easier on my wrist. It also puts my shoulder in neutral position and gives me a little bit of elevation for better leverage. So, especially if your calves, ankles, and hips are tight, this will be much more accessible for you. All right? Now I can also play with slant boards. Elevating the heel of the hand will allow me to, if I have wrist mobility issues, be able to do the exercise better and without wrist pain. But if I want to make it an advanced movement, I can elevate the wrist, and having 2 slant boards is nice because I can combine them. And now this is like basically gives you mutant-like wrist mobility. All right? all while stabilizing the spine. So many benefits: mobility, stability, and part of our single arm push-up progression. Do it today! The pull-up runner is the best grip exercise for your abs and hip flexors. What we're gonna do here is, and again, I'm gonna show on both a door option and a typical pull-up bar setup, and just remind you on grip. Neutral is the most joint friendly, it's the easiest one, and underhand is gonna challenge your mobility more, but it also kind of puts you in a stronger position, especially with the flexed arm. Overhand is the hardest, especially when you go wide, so pay attention to that. Let's just go with a neutral grip here, and what you'll notice is because of where my feet are, and this is how you regress the exercise, you'll basically go to so here's a stretched hang, here's an active hang. Pull it down, and what I'll do is, I basically kind of just self-assist. So I can go here, here, and modify with this runner. So it allows me to kind of get the end range of the exercise. I'm not getting as much of a stretch, I'm also not fully hanging. So it's still a challenge, but it's a good place to start. Now, the one thing you'll notice here is because of the nature of my bar, I can do this properly with the arms straight, where I go from, see the 90-degree angles on my legs? I'll exhale one way, inhale the other. Doesn't matter which one. Look at my toes too. I'm pulling them back to the shin. Working my shin muscles. All right, now if I want to increase the challenge or I need to create space from the floor, do a flexed hang with the arms at 90 degrees. And now, what's happening to my arms and my back? They're getting smoked extra because of that. I could also start flexed and back off to the extended hang as I fatigue. And again, on a typical bar, same concept. All right, and on this one, I do have to, do it from a flex hang, otherwise my feet will hit the floor. But go slow, focus on trying to get the knee above hip level. That's what maximizes psoas activation, okay? There's iliacus, there's rectus femoris. Those are key quad muscles, hip flexor muscles that are getting worked. But if you don't get that knee above 90, we don't get the psoas. And the psoas muscle is critical for low back health, all right? So hit it hard. The dip runner is one of my favorite core exercises. The dip support, just being able to hold a dip position. By the way, if you can't do this, you'll modify, and I'll show the modification soon. A lot of people will kind of get up to the dip and look. See how I'm like in between shrugged and down? You want to be able to think about pushing through the floor. So look at the difference here. Look at my shoulders, come really close. Watch what happens. You see how they rise and push up? I almost kind of get above, my head almost kind of slightly forward because I'm pushing so far away. Now from there, holding that position, look at my legs. 90-degree angles. Exhale one way, inhale the other, and repeat for time. You get fatigued, you can take brief rest pauses, or you can modify this exercise by getting that full push away and basically just drive one leg down into the floor. All right, so that's the modification. I get that back leg straight and I actually can push into the floor to kind of warm up into it or back off from the previous version. And the further modification, again, it's not perfect, but again, I don't know where you are today. We've got to start somewhere, all right? And you can just do a basic hands elevated mountain climber. And why I like this as an option is because that slight inclination gives the hip flexor muscles here a gravitational angle to work against. So it's actually harder for your hip flexors to elevate the hands than it is doing with hands on the floor. But this will not only get you more comfortable in dip support position, but it's going to bring along the most important and neglected muscles, in my opinion, for the lower body, the hip flexor and the shin muscles, especially when you pull the toes back to the shin. Enjoy this exercise. GG6 is no joke, but neither are you. You're special. You're a rare beast. Make your post-workout report in the comment section below. You're done in 20 minutes. Love you guys. Peace.
Go. Half weight. Rest. Go. Half weight. Rest. Go. Half weight. Rest. Go. Halfway. 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 Rest. Go. halfway, rest, go, halfway, rest,